Now that we have gone through addition, we are going to go ahead and practice some subtraction problems. So right now we have 13 over 17 minus 5 over 17. If we look, these both have 17 as the denominator. Therefore, we're ready to subtract like normal. So we have 13 minus 5, which is 8, and we keep our denominator. We verify that there's not a number that divides into 8 evenly that also divides into 17 evenly, and there is not. Therefore, this is simplified in our final answer. I want you to try to solve this problem on your own, following the steps to the right. When you have your answer, please press play. Okay, you should have found a common denominator of 33. And when we find that denominator, we get a 27 for the numerator and 11 for the numerator. We subtract our numerators, 27 minus 11, which gives us 16, and we keep our denominator of 33. Our next problem says that a jug holds 7/8 cups of milk. Janice pours 0.5 cups of milk into a glass. How much juice is left in the jug? And then simplify if needed. So if you notice, we have a fraction and a decimal. We have worked with decimals before, and this decimal should be a memorized decimal, converting a fraction or decimal to a fraction. We write it like we read it. So this is in the tenths place value. So this is read 5/10. So write it like we read it gives us 5/10. So now we are ready to figure out if it holds 7/8 and we pour 0.5, which is known as 5/10 cups of juice into a glass, how much juice is left? Left tells us that we are subtracting. So we have 7/8 and we poured out 5/10. Finding a common multiple for our denominators. Right off the bat, I think of 80. So we have 7/8 times 10 to both the numerator and denominator, giving us 70/80. And then for 5/10, we multiply the numerator and denominator by 8, giving us 40/80. So now we're ready to subtract these two fractions, which is 70/80 minus 40/80, giving us 30/80. Now, we look and say, can we simplify these? Yes. There is zeros on both ends of these numbers, which means they divide by 10. Dividing these numbers by 10 drops off those zeros and gives us 3/8 for our final answer. I want you to read this problem and try to solve it on your own. And when you think you have an answer, please press play. Okay, so the first thing that we needed to do was convert 0.25 or 25 hundredths to a fraction. So I wrote it like I read it. 25 hundredths is 25 over 100. And I could have worked with that, but looking at 108, that would have been a super high denominator. So I went ahead and simplified first, giving me 1/4. 25 divided by 25 is 1, and 100 divided by 25 is 4. So now I look at my 4 and 8 for my denominator and notice that I only have to work with one fraction, converting 1/4 to an equal denominator of 8, giving me 2/8. So now I can subtract like normal. So 3/8 minus 2/8 gives me 1/8. And for the final answer, we have words, so we're going to use words. That means that Ayana ate 1/8 more pie. And that is our final answer.